Hi, it's attorney Sherry Stinson here. I am seeing a lot of mistakes lately when it comes to estate plans that are being brought into me. So I wanted to do a video series that I think you'll find helpful on common estate planning mistakes. So today's video is on mistake number 1, and that is not understanding the plan that you have signed. I find that a lot of people, when they're going to an attorney, become sort of passive in the process. They're really relying on the attorney to tell them everything that they need to know. And I find that sometimes that can really backfire on you. There's really nothing more frustrating to me that when somebody brings me a plan from a prior attorney and they have no idea what it is they've signed or why they've signed it. They know the name of the document, they know they've signed it, but they really don't understand what it is. Now, you don't need to understand every single word that's in that document. Sometimes they can get a little bit lengthy, but you do want to make sure you understand the fundamentals. So I want to give you my 3 tips on how to avoid this costly and potentially fatal estate planning mistake of not understanding your plan. Number 1, when you initially go to see that attorney, I want you to make sure that you're taking notes while you're talking to them. This is a lot of information to discuss with an attorney, and memories sort of get fuzzy. You may not remember what you said, may not remember what the attorney said. And so I find it's really helpful when you go to sign the plan if you have made those notes so that you can make sure everything is in line with what you want. Number 2, before you ever sign that plan, I want you to make sure that you've reviewed it with the attorney, either on the day of the meeting, preferably before if you can, so that you know what is in those documents. A good rule for estate planning and in life is never ever sign something that you don't understand what it is that you're signing. Estate planning is so important. It deals with your assets, it deals with your family, and you want to make sure that whatever you want to happen actually happens inside of those documents. Not understanding them can really cause you a lot of issues. And lastly, I want you to make sure that you talk to the attorney about what you need to do to maintain the plan and make sure that it works for you. One of the things that I see most often is people will put somebody as a personal representative in their documents, or they'll put them as an agent, in a power of attorney, and the person has either died, their circumstances changed, they can't serve anymore, or maybe there's been some sort of falling out, and then the plan that worked at one time now doesn't work. I find sometimes people think, oh, well, gosh, that only happens in plans that are really old. I've seen it happen in plans that are as new as 6 months to a year old. So make sure that you understand how to maintain that plan so it works for you. This is especially important in the area of trust work because there needs to be a link between the trust document that you've signed and the assets that you've owned. Nothing will cause your trust to fail faster than not funding or linking those two things. Most people do a trust because, for a primary reason, they want to avoid probate. And if all of your assets aren't addressed inside of that trust, then you may have a probate issue on your hand. So those are my top 3 tips to avoid the deadly estate planning mistake of not understanding what you've signed. Number 1, take notes. Number 2, review it before you sign it. And number 3, make sure you understand what you need to do so that the plan works the way you want to. If you need some help, my number's here on the page. Please feel free to reach out. I love helping people just like you and do it every day. We're very happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thanks so much for watching.